educational leaders, take note. It's not only about what our students are learning, it's about how they are learning it. And we owe it to our students to be able to prepare them to thrive in the world of tomorrow, not today. And I think the framework of skills that are presented in a strong social-emotional learning curriculum prepare our kids to thrive in the 21st century world. We need to be able to prepare them for what's coming, not for what currently is.
So me personally, I'm working on social awareness, which is just collaborating effectively, because it goes within with like out of school and in school, because here I'm an advisory team leader, so even though you're a leader of one advisory, you have to work with other advisory leaders to like basically run events in the school and everything like that, make sure everything, the community around the school is doing really good. Then also for out of school, I work at Foot Locker, the flagship location in Times Square. So basically, the social awareness I have at my job is that my position is a sales associate, but as I have the mic on, there's other sales associates who are also being aware, like I am, to see like, oh, he's helping that customer, let me go to another customer.
Personally, I've been working on making better decisions for myself. It's important to me because making those decisions, so I just look at my options and from there evaluate each option that I have. And from there make that decision, which one will be best for me and why.
A social emotional skill that I'm working on is relationship to communication. It's more like communicating with other schools and getting relationship with them to be able to get a job or get an internship and so on and so forth.
Everything is revolved around who you know and what you say. And if you don't know what to say, you won't know anybody that could possibly help you, and you can't help others with that.
Man, I can see why Kieran is an advisory leader, man. He has such a deep knowledge of social emotional learning. Any teachers that could help us understand more?
Well, actually, I have one of my teachers right here, Mr. Sharon.
Hey, Mr. Sharon, how you doing, man? Let's go talk.
Yeah, definitely.
If I have a student who's perceived as like difficult regularly, I can take kind of accountability and responsibility and say, well, if they're difficult, or if they have a bad attitude, if they seem negative, like maybe there's something I'm doing, you know. And so I have a student in particular who can be perceived this way, but I make it like a teachable moment, you know. Like, so I use it as a way to reflect on my own practice. So this has kind of inspired me and also pushed me to do better in my career overall. And I think that is something that we could take not even just in the classroom, but also take home in our personal relationships and so on. Like, there is no high functioning relationship in the world that's perfect all the time.
For any school that feels like social emotional learning isn't like a priority within their school, I think they should really just evaluate the fact that life is just social in connections. Like, you can learn as much as you need in school, you can get an A average, but if you can't communicate to someone, how are you going to land yourself into a job or anything like that?
I think social emotional learning is one of those things where at the outset you might find it really difficult, and it's hard to immediately gauge the positive outcome, you know, the get back, like but over time, if you invest in, just like in anything in life, the more you put into it is what you get out of it. So if you get past that sort of learning curve at the beginning, and you give it enough time and enough energy, you'll start to see it in the long term. It pays dividends in the long run. It really does. Whatever you put in comes back to you exponentially.
Personally, I would have been able to sit here right now if it wasn't for social emotional learning. I wasn't able to like advocate for myself when I was younger. Through social emotional learning, I learned these skills. Like, I wouldn't be able to hold eye contact with you right now, to be honest. I used to be the shyest kid, never spoke up. Now I'm able to communicate and like advocate the ideas that I have.
Positive relationships are the foundation for growth, right? They're necessary in order to challenge students to grow academically, socially, emotionally, and also staff members who are, engaged in developing as professionals in order to better service our kids.